Hey everybody, what goes on? Welcome to Disavowed Action Figures live at 7:05. Here we are looking at this beast of a horse from McFarlane Toys. I can't even get it completely in frame here on the work table, so we'll let that just rotate for a couple of minutes. So we will be opening the McFarlane The Witcher Roach horse. Before I get to say thank you, shout out to Jimmy Han Rises over on Instagram. Give the good sir a follow. About a week and a half ago, he did message our toy group and say, hey, fellas, if you're interested, this is on sale for like 30 bucks, something like that, 31 bucks and change on GameStop. So I picked it up. I also ordered an $11 Marvel Legend to get free shipping. And it was supposed to be here by last Friday, and I hope to have it for the Infinity Equation. By the way, thank you to the Infinity Equation podcast for letting me hang out and guest host this past Friday over on their channel. As always, check out the Infinity Equation podcast. I had a great time with those good sirs, with Alex and Dante. Also, congratulations to Ryan, a.k.a. Laserpants, Pew Pew, for a fantastic job on Toy Migos last night. Check that out as well. But we're going to get to this in a couple of minutes. This thing is just friggin' gigantic. I'll talk about why I got this and what my thought processes were. Before we get to him, we will be opening the Batman, which I kept. And the reason I'm saying I kept him, I'll explain why in a few minutes as to what I'm referring to. I'm just going to bump the camera up a wee bit. I apologize if I go a little crooked. These are big boxes that I don't have them completely off camera the entire time. So before we get to opening up Batman, man, these things are big. Before we get to Batman, let's see who's in the chat and say hello. I'm like adjusting the camera midstream, but not much of a choice, that's about as good as we're going to get. So let's see who's in the chat. Then we'll get ready to crack on Batman. Then we'll get the horsey out. We'll do some comparisons with the horsey. Very excited to be doing all those things tonight. But let's see who's here. Ron's in the house. Century the Mad Collector. What's up, sir? Killing it on those toy hunts as always, man. Really enjoying seeing those. Lacerda Photo is here. Lacerda Photo, don't forget, sir. We will be at the Fozzy concert this Friday night at the Sherman Theater, sir. I believe you were there. Photographer, so we'll have to try to link up and say hello at the Sherman on Friday night. We are very excited to see Jericho and Fozzy. Thank you to Mrs. Six Packs and Knickknacks for hooking up Six Packs, myself, our friend P. Nitty, and our other buddy, all with free tickets for that show as Christmas gifts. So very excited to see that. So let's start about to say hello. Mama said, Poppy out, the best name in all of toy social media history. How you doing, buddy? What's going on, sir? Good to see you here. Dark Joker Zin Dante, thank you again, sir, for letting me join you on the podcast this past Friday. I had a blast. It was a great time. Really enjoyed talking about the Moon Knight hot toy and all sorts of plastic. Thank you again, sir. Dante did an exquisite job of giving us a summary of the Morbius movie, or as I now call it, the More BS movie. Check out his amazing summary over at Infinity Equation Podcast. Four Feathers is here. Cheers, Four Feathers. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for being here, man, as always. Mama said, Puppy says, I'm wondering if that's the same horse they used for the Dark Knight Rises wave. Sir, that's why I got it, and we'll talk about it. Don't worry. Spoiler alert, is not the same horse, but we will talk about it. Eric's in the house. How you doing, Eric? What's going on, man? Thanks for being here, sir. Dante, again, buddy. Thank you, man. Anytime you need somebody to fill in, give me a shout. I would love to be on, other than this Friday, because, as I mentioned, I do have a rare Friday evening where we are going out to see a concert. But I love being on the show with you good gentlemen, you good sirs, and I always look forward to it if I get the opportunity. Art C Designs is in the house. How you doing, Art C? What's going on, man? Lacerda says, yep, talked about Six Packs, about a photo out under the marquee. Very cool. Yeah, Six Packs actually was some really cool VIP action going on as a Christmas gift from his wife. So he'll be there very early. We'll drop him off and probably do some toy hunting in the Strasbourg area Friday afternoon until the show. Trans Aaron 38's here, the baddest man on all of YouTube, doing some great reviews over there on his channel. What's going on, man? How you doing? PA Coalition is right. All right, so really quick, let's get into the concept here. So I went out, and the first time I saw this entire wave of Multiverse DC, I love the Dark Knight Returns. It is phenomenal. The cartoon version of it is amazing. It's 2 parts. Right now, I just rewatched it a few weeks ago. And with everything going on in the world right now, over in Europe, it is very poignant. Also, everything going on politically in our country right now, it's very poignant. So very, very powerful watching that when things are going on. But I did buy all 4: the Joker, Robin, Of course, Batman and Supes. I did not open them. I planned to open them right away on 705. I didn't do it, but I wanted this horsey, right? I wanted the horse and Batman more than anything to pair together. I love this version of Batman. I love old, just gristled veteran characters. That's why I'm a Nick Fury fan. So I feel old and gristled at this point. Not sure if it's more old or more gristled. But anyways, I love this image of him from the comic book. And really, in the cartoon, it is perfect. Him on that horse. So if you haven't read that or watched it, I highly suggest going and doing that. Seminal work of the DC Comics universe. However, here's the thing. $25 a pop plus tax to build this horse. Okay. I don't really care much about the Joker. I don't care that much about the Superman. And the good sir, Art G, collecting, did make the comment to me, and I agree, that eventually these will be flooded and probably on sale everywhere, especially at Target. You know, by the end of the year, I'm pretty sure I'll find the Joker and Superman on clearance. Chances are you'll find this whole wave eventually on clearance or on one of those buy two, get a third free. I know they just had that deal going on at Target recently. I can never find 3 of these in one location, unfortunately, in order to pick all these up. So I just kept the ones I had. And then Jimmy Han Rises, I mentioned earlier, hit me up and said, hey, Disavowed and everybody else in our chat. They have the Roach from The Witcher available. Now, I was very curious. I know somebody already asked in the chat if they are the same horse. I have watched some reviews, and they are not. I think the base parts for the body are reuse. However, the horse, when you actually build the horse from the Dark Knight wave, is bigger than the horse from The Witcher. Also, like the hair on the horse is different. So it is a different horse. I saw a lot of displays on YouTube where people kept the Dark Knight Returns horse, had Batman on it, and then used the Roach horses for the mutants. I'm not going that deep. So what I did was I picked up actually 2 by accident because I didn't think it worked. I picked up 2 of the Roaches. We'll open one tonight. We'll finally open Batman tonight. And I got Roach for like 30 and change or whatever it was. So I took back with my receipt. Always keep your receipts, people. Always keep your receipts. I took back my Joker and my Superman. So I took back those and got about $55 back. I bought the horsey. So I saved myself about $20. So I have this horse now. I will keep this Batman. I will keep Robin. I will keep the pieces that go with these. And then later on in the year, probably closer to winter, I'd assume, which I don't want to think about because they're barely in summer. I'll probably reacquire the Joker and Superman, hopefully on a deep, deep clearance of like $8 or something. And I'll have the big horse and the small horse. And I would have saved myself money in the long run. So you got to collect smart people. There's a lot of stuff out there, especially when freaking Marvel Legends are going to $25 without tax. Oh, I'm going to get so angry talking about that right now. I made a post about it the other day. Oh, I'm so fired up at how expensive these damn things are getting. Lacerda says, be right back. Have to take the dog out. Who let the dogs out? Bill. Trans Aaron says, hope all is well. Just wanted to say hi and pop back. And hey, sir, take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, man. Always good to see you. Alyssa says horsey. So anyways, that's my modus operandi going on here with the Batman and the Joker and keeping and taking things back and picking up the Roach. So let's get Batman open. I know people are here to see the horsey. I do want to get the Hangman on that horse. I want to get Batman on that horse. Maybe even throw some other Bone Collector, I don't know, some other random figures on that horse to see how it looks. Maybe even Boba Fett or something. But let's get into Batman here because I know what we're all waiting to see is that horse. You might be wondering, because I did open the Gargoyles Bronx last week. I did get Demona in as well. Demona came in finally. I'll be opening Demona another week where I'll open her and I will open up Goliath and do the wings. I just really, when this horse came in today, I thought, you know what, came in with perfect timing for the live stream. And I figured this is the night to do it. So let's get this guy out of here. I've been really dying to open up this Batman. And I try to have themed nights here on Live 705, other than like the occasional just rip open anything I have laying around night. But again, you saw the packaging on the rotating base already. And really quickly in the back, again, this is connect to collect to connect, whatever. There's the cross sell a little closer up. Love this cartoon. Love the original comic book. You can see that these are the legs and the tail that build the horse with this, and there's that great product shot of Batman on the horse. And again, this is Multiverse by McFarlane Toys. Well, I know he's taking a lot of abuse right now in the community. I get why. Again, don't forget the cool thing with these are you do get the extra stand, which is just basically an interchangeable thing with all the figures in his waves, and then we get the cool card, which I keep the cards. Whatever, they go in a pile, they go in a sheet, but I do like cards, so I keep that as well. The box will get thrown out eventually. So there's Batman right there out of the package. He will not stand on his own in this plastic. Let's bring him down here for a closer look. Really just dig this look of him. Just he looks pissed off all the time. And when you're old, you feel pissed off all the time. Again, you can see we do get the multiple pieces. We get the tail right here. We get the two probably hind legs, I can't recall, back, behind. So there they are right there. Here we do get some accessories. You get two different fists, and also I guess it's a batarang or a bat rope, whatever you want to call it, with Batman. I'm not that interested in the accessories. I guess the punching hands are cool, but I just love the bat logo, just that thick black logo on his chest, just really making him look intimidating. The head sculpt, the face, the teeth look on point here. So let's get him out of his plastic. And again, there is a tie. I always forget this. I almost tried ripping him right out. There is that plastic tie right here, if you can see that, around his abdomen, around his stomach. So it's off camera real quickly here, because I don't want to nick the paint. I'm going to pull that off and see if I can get that off without any problems. I like that they go for the security on these, but honestly, from the standpoint of practicality and the ease of getting them out, especially if you're doing something live, I don't feel it's that easy to get them off all the time without taking off camera like I am right now. But that's what we do, make it work, okay? So he just has the tie around the waist. That looks to be the only place he has one, as I'm struggling to get him out on the cape. And they do kind of fit the cape back behind. So here is Batman out of the packaging. And this guy's cool. He's like kind of stubby, a little bit thicker. He's an older Batman. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm slowly turning into a McFarlane guy, which I did not really intend to want to do. But it's kind of just happening. So that's a little behind the camera. There we go. So there's a closer look at him right here. Again, very much liking the head sculpt on this. This is an older piece. I mean, by now it's older. It's not old in terms of, figures of the year or anything. But he did come out very well done. As far as articulation is going to go, you have very, very smooth shoulder joints that go very high. You can go higher than a T on the shoulder joint, as you can see right there. You do get full rotation on the shoulders, elbows. You get a single jointed elbow going on right here. Doesn't go very far back. You do get rotation at the elbow as well, rotation at the wrist. As far as articulation at the wrist goes, you do have articulation in the wrist as well, of course. Head goes all the way around. Just mind the cape, of course. Head looks a little small for this, but I feel like that the figure, the actual image from the comic did as well. As far as knee articulation, double jointed knee, about that far. That's pretty good for kneeing guys in the face, I think. Joint doesn't look that bad either on the flip side. You do have thigh articulation right here going around. You do not have a boot cut. Down here, you do have articulation and rotation on the foot all the way around. As far as articulation goes here on the hinge, about that far down, about that far up. You get that great toe articulation, which takes me back to the old Marvel Legends, which I know Beast had. We didn't get them on most of the Marvel Legends. I guess we don't need them on other Marvel Legends. As far as how far out the leg's going to go, about that far, not very far for Batman. As far up in the front, about that far. He's not kicking too many people. That far back, not too far, of course. So then as far as the waist goes, you do have articulation up here in the torso. I don't think you have a waist cut. Nah, not too much of one. If there is, I apologize. I'm not getting in there too deep. But definitely digging this guy. He's going to look great on that horse. Just a stocky dude. I'm looking forward to also getting those fists on here, because obviously with Batman, he's going to be throwing some punches with his character, of course, being Batman. Get on the rotating base, take a look, see how he's going to stand here. Of course, I'm going to struggle to get him to stand without the stand. Let's see here. That should do it. So if you he stays for us a little bit there. I do have trouble with these McFarlane sometimes, getting them to stand correctly without their base. Let me know in the comments if that's been a problem for you in the past as well. So we got Mama Said Pop You Out saying was finally able to get an Ultimate Batista. They lifted the street date. Very good. I know Six Packs was curious about that. A Tizzle. There it is, Dante. Four Feathers says, love this version of Batman. I saw him once in store and passed him up a few weeks back and now regret it because they are nowhere to be found. I think you'll be okay in the long run, Four Feathers. I think these will eventually clearance. I think they'll get restocked as well. McFarlane is very good at restocking. Somehow is one of the few toy companies in the pandemic who's managed to get stuff on the pegs. So I think you'll be okay. Just be patient, buddy. Art C says, never even seen him. No way. Okay, so I didn't realize these were that hard to find for some people. That's a great Batman wave. Told myself I didn't need it until I found the whole wave at Walmart. Same thing happened to me, man. Like I said, I bailed on half of it now. But eventually I'll reacquire them. Hopefully I find him again. I think you will, Four Feathers. I think you'll be okay. So as far as if you want to see some comparisons with Batman here, these feet are not that great. Again, I don't know if it's, there we go. That might be better now that I kind of fold them forward a little bit more. So I do have issues with these sometimes standing, these DC Multiverse. I don't know why. All right, so there Batman is rotating, and I think I have Lobo right here. I didn't grab him ahead of time, but if you wanted to see how Lobo from the same line of DC Multiverse lines up with Batman. Also, the plastic for the cape is nice. The plastic on the Batman cape is actually very soft. It's not that really tough kind of rubber or plastic, whatever, that you do tend to get on Marvel Legends. It came on the package very easily. So I'm pretty sure that'll be a big help when we do get the horsey out. I love this logo too. I'll tell you what, I did not have any DC Multiverse on my top 10 of the year, and I don't buy enough of them to do a top 10 list of just DC Multiverse figures. But this year, man, I'm making a DC figure in the top 10, at least in the honorable mentions. So never too early to start thinking about your top 10, by the way, people. I keep a note in my phone where I basically, I keep a note of on my phone and my spreadsheet of every figure I buy or accessories that I buy. Just, for good house cleaning to keep things in order, to know what I have and what I don't. But also, I do keep a note on my phone where I constantly putting in who I think my top figures of the year are up to a certain point. So it never hurts to be thinking ahead about that stuff as you go forward. Lacerda says, yeah, prices are getting crazy. Completely agree. Legends, man, $25.99 plus Pennsylvania state tax. I might be out. I mean, not completely out, but out a lot more than I normally would be. Out from buying whole waves for sure, unless I really like a build-a-figure. Midwest says, yo, I made it. What's going on, Midwest Toy Box? How you doing, buddy? Lacerda says, hope your Demona wings are better than what I got. Yeah, man, me too. That's the other reason I'm scared to open it. It's like a rub-off ticket or a scratch-off ticket for the lottery. As long as you don't scratch it off, then you didn't technically lose. As long as I don't open Demona, I don't technically lose. But eventually it'll have to happen. Jerry's here. We got Roach for 33. Yeah, dude, it was such a good deal through GameStop. Looking forward to cracking it open in a couple of minutes. Forfeiter says, damn, didn't know Lobo was bigger than him. Dude, Lobo's a friggin' beast. Again, I don't really read Lobo comics, but I'm a Lobo fan, if that makes any sense. He's a big dude. He's a very big dude. And I think in this particular line, they did a good job. Sorry, my voice is getting a little dimmer here. I stepped away to put Lobo back up here. I try to mitigate the cleanup as I can here. But yeah, so there's your Batman. I'm not going to get his accessories out. They're kind of not the best anyway. So let's put him off to the side here for now. And let's get this freaking horse out, man. I am pumped to get this horse out. I'm going to try to put it out here one more time on the rotating base. Not going to make much of a difference. It's very hard to see because it's so large. So in fact, I'm not even going to bother. So let me slide it back a little bit here and get some of it on camera as best I can. So again, this is The Witcher by McFarlane. It's not the exact same horse. As I said earlier, I've seen people use this horse for what I'm going to do, which is basically in place of the Build-A-Horse for the Batman. The hind legs and stuff are the same. The legs are the same. I think the body is the same. The head and the mane and all that, I believe, are different. But yeah, looking forward to get this guy out of the packaging. I'm going to do it off camera. You do get the sword right here as well, as this does go with The Witcher. Geralt, is that the right way to say it? I've watched like 3 episodes. I've never played the games. There's a pretty good product image on the back of him on the horse. It's kind of hard to get in camera. I apologize. This is Roach. I'm excited to see how he stands on the hind legs. I know people have done that with this horse and also the horse from the Batman wave. So let me get this out of the box here. Again, I know it's not the best TV here to be having it off camera, but the size of this thing, it's not worth trying to get open. By the way, it is hot in Pennsylvania. Like, I'm legit sweating in the toy room. And you know what that means, people? Hashtag loose joints season. That means my beautiful displays back here. I'll be out there watching TV one evening pretty soon and just hear a massive bang. And all those hashtag loose joints are going to get loose on my figures and fall apart. And I'll have to go back and put them back together again, which I guess that's part of the fun. The box that this was sent in by GameStop, by the way, was friggin' ginormous. Because it's a ginormous box that I guess Roach is in. There's a look at the sword. It's very rubbery, which actually probably could be a good thing, I suppose. It's not like your typical swords you expect to get. And again, as I said earlier, you do have a lot of strings going on, especially with the horse. So it's going to take me a minute or two to get this thing out. Again, I don't do like, what do you call it? Clean reviews very often where I can do all this ahead of time. I just usually try to do it here in the moment with everybody. If you'd like to see more traditional reviews, let me know. There's just so many people that do those. And I did one for the Skrull in the back there, which is a lot of fun. So I would do some regular reviews if people wanted to see it. But as I said, I kind of just like enjoying things live here with everybody and doing it that way as well. So I got one of the ties off. All the legs are tied, so I'll be very honest. Be careful, because this is not going to be the easiest thing to get out of the box because there are numerous ties. So McFarlane definitely focused on keeping your figures secure, because I'm having one hell of a time getting through to everything. So you have one in the back that's a tie, and I'm actually going to try to cut the rest from the back because the hind legs are like on the inside a little bit more. All right, I think we're about done here. Righty. Oh, I got a story. Story time here with Disavowed. I'm so angry with myself. This is going to sound like bullshit, but it's true. I was on a toy hunt after work the other day, and I was in a hurry, which you should never be in a hurry on a toy hunt, because if you're in a hurry on a toy hunt, you can miss some things. Well, as I'm walking through the toy aisle, I look down, and there's an end cap. Not an end cap, sorry. There's like a shelf, a pallet. There we go, a pallet. And on the pallet, there's some random riffraff crap, right? And I look over, and I see a box on the ground. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. There's a box, whatever. It says Marvel on it. And I didn't go all the way over to it. And nowhere to lie, I was going to take a picture of it. I was going to take a picture of the box. It was an odd-looking box. It didn't resemble most boxes that I've seen from Marvel. And I get to it, and I look down. It says Thor 4. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know what I was looking at. I'm like, Thor 4? And I'm thinking, okay, well, there's only 4 figures in that box. So that means that it's a basic sort of figure for little kids. I'm not going to waste my time going over there as I'm in a hurry. Well, then I see Seth's video from MCE, and I go, oh my God, I'm an idiot. Thor 4 is the freaking sequel. Nobody's called it Thor 4. Nobody I know has called it Thor 4. They just call it Love and Thunder. So I totally brain farted. They had the freaking Thor 4 out on the floor. I could have taken it. I'm going to have a bitch if I'm standing this guy. And I could have taken it, and I didn't. I'm so pissed off myself. Of course, I went back. It's gone. I think they put it in the back. I'm pretty sure somebody probably just realized what it was from a employee standpoint and put it back there. But I'm so friggin' pissed off because I could have gotten that. And I know it sounds like a story. You probably think I'm just bullshitting you. Always just saying that because he hasn't found it or whatever. Word is bond, man. I'm telling you, I saw it. I literally took a visual picture of it in my brain because I was like, oh, well, what was that? It's probably basics. Yeah, that's what it was. So I'm freaking pissed about that, man. So I will be on the hunt now to find those Thor 4s, even though I don't really want them. Now I just need to find them, right? Because, we're all crazy people when it comes to collecting. All right, so right out of the gate, I'm not going to be good at standing this thing. I actually do have the Sleepy Hollow McFarlane horse. However, an employee of mine knocked it off, not an employee of mine, an employee I work with, knocked it off of a file cabinet around Halloween and broke the front leg off. I loved that thing. I actually posted a picture before it broke with Hangman Adam Page on the horse. So I really dug it, and I'm very upset because it wasn't that cheap. But this leg broke off right here on that one. I will probably eventually do a comparison of these anyway. I'm pretty sure it has to be similar parts to that McFarlane horse. It would just make sense. So as far as scale goes, there's Batman standing next to the horse, and you can see it's a good size horse. I mean, I don't know if the Witcher is 7-inch scale or 6-inch scale. I think it's 7-inch scale probably, like the McFarlane toys are. So it looks good next to Batman, of course. Here it is next to Hangman, because again, Hangman needs a horse, right? Got to have Hangman on a horse. So there he is next to the horse. So that's going to look cool getting him up there. It's not going to go on the rotating base, needless to say, because of the fact that it is pretty wide and it's not going to stand, I don't think. So I'm going to try that one. I'm not going to mess around with it. But we'll get Batman on the horse. We will get Hangman on the horse. See what they look like on this horse. On this horsey, should be a drinking game. Every time I say horse, you do a drink to a shot. So let's see who's rolling in here before we start to get Batman here on the horse. Ryan Sweeney's here. Hey, Ryan, what's up, good sir? That horse is huge. What's up, everybody? It's a big horse, man. It's a big horse. For what I paid, not bad either. 32, as Jerry said, I believe it was, or 31 and change or something on GameStop on sale. Jerry says, is that the Apocalypse from the Retro Store? It is, yes. That is him. Loved Retro and Rad, everybody. I know I talked about them last week. The Toy Hunt came out the other night on Monday, I believe. So check that out if you haven't yet, if you're curious. Loved Retro and Rad. Very fun shopping their store. So yeah, for what I paid for that, I'm going to be having them on display for a while in the back. But that's him. Yeah, Jerry. Four Feather says Ryan. Omega Weapon 13 is here. McFarlane focuses on articulated statues. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with the horse. I mean, it has articulated legs. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, Four Feathers. I was pissed, dude. I was very pissed. There you go. I'll drink to that. Indeed. Lacerda says, I might need that horse. Looks great to match. Yeah, it's a great horse, man, for what you get with it. Southern Comic Geek just joined us. Hello. What's going on? How you doing, sir? What is up? Thank you for stopping by. Live 705. All right, so I know I'm going to struggle with this. I'm just going to tell you up front, everybody. I like messing around doing some photos with my figures, but I am not a poser. Am I a poser? When it comes to action figures, obviously. We could take a look and try to get Batman on here. I'm very curious to see. I have seen some videos where people said it was a bit of a struggle to get him on there. And then once you get him on there, in order to get him to hold the reins the right way. So we'll do our best here. Again, you don't get the best leg articulation. I really have to work this. I know a lot of it's off camera. So let's bring the horsey up here a little bit. So first of all, let's just try to get him in the saddle, right? And we'll work on the stirrups later. So here he is, at least in the saddle. The stirrups line up pretty well. So, I mean, without actually getting into it here and screwing with it too much, he looks pretty good already. You know, he already looks on here that he sits well on the horse, as you can see. Sorry I'm moving the camera so much tonight, guys. I just kind of have to make this work. So he will sit there well. The feet do match up with the stirrups. I haven't got them in yet. Here's a look at it from the front. We'll see if I can not bump the camera. There's a lot of arm motion here. So there he is on the horse coming at you. The horse is cool. You do get, I guess it'd be the hair, the paint on the front of the horse right there on the head. The mane is pretty cool. It's a different mane. And this is a slightly smaller horse than the Build-A-Figure from what I understand. The reins are cool. They're a soft plastic as well. There's some paint on those here. They did paint the buckle, which is cool. I mean, taking it the extra mile with that. I think that this is a sheath for the sword. If you're a Witcher fan, let me know. Yeah, so that'll actually sheath in, which that's where I'm going to keep it on the horse, even though Batman's not notorious for carrying a sword. Now, the hard part's going to be getting the feet in the stirrups, and then after that, getting the hands to hold the reins. So let's see here. So the foot will fit pretty well into the stirrups. I will say that. But you're going to see you are going to struggle because his legs aren't the best with articulation. It is going to be kind of hard, I think, to get these on here. So I'm probably not going to struggle with it too much here on camera and take up a lot of time just trying to get the feet in. I mean, obviously, you can kind of make it work and pop them on this way. So it's not going to look as flush. And again, you can see I kind of have him off the saddle in doing so. I don't want to force it and break it. But for now, I think that can work. I'll fudge it a little bit. And if you wanted to see him with the reins in his hands, again, that's probably going to be hard too. I did watch some videos on this, believe it or not, just see what I was getting into. I have heard it's difficult to do a lot of this. So you have to kind of pry the hand open. And again, I'm just not going to go that far with it right now, everybody, because I did kind of like how it looked just with the stirrups underneath his feet for now. And then later on, he'll be permanently posed on this horse in my collection on a shelf. So that'll be something I'm looking forward to doing. So hopefully I get him permanently mounted on the horse the way I'd like him to be. Horse stands better than I thought, to be honest. It's a little bit tough at first when you're screwing with the hooves to get it where you need it. But once you get it there, it will sit relatively well. So again, I'll just kind of turn this to the side, get another better look here of the horse, how that's going to look on the side here. Again, the saddle looks cool. You get the brown blanket underneath the saddle. You get the bags in the back there behind the saddle as well. So digging it, thinking it looks pretty good. Southern Comic Geek says, I just picked up the Superman and am fixing to put this one together too. So this is actually the Witcher horse, just so there's no miscommunication. This is not the horse Build-A-Figure that came with this. This is Roach from the Witcher McFarlane line. I purchased this on a sale because it was cheaper to buy this than to buy that whole wave at regular price to build the horse. Let me know, though, once you do build it, what you think. Once I build it, it won't be till when things go on clearance or maybe never. So he looks good on Roach. Thank you, Four Feathers. I agree. I think it's a keeper. I have no buyer's remorse on this. I thought I might, but I don't. Kiwi Collector. Kiwi's in the house. Kiwi, I can't wait till that package gets to you, man. I'm still just thinking about it. It's going to be awesome. Art C says, I'm going to need to find this horse so I can have two, the Batman and Roach. I'm going to use one for Gunslinger Spawn. Yeah, and that's the cool thing. Like I will eventually probably use it with Hangman. Not that Hangman rides a horse often on wrestling, but obviously he has been seen doing that as he's a cowboy. Kiwi says, dude, that looks fantastic. Yeah, man, I'm digging it. I'm pretty happy with it. Southern Comic Geek says, oh, I see, still looks cool. Yeah, and I'll go through it real quick again. $25 a pop plus Pennsylvania state tax. You're 6%. It was over $155 or something for me to build that horse. I never opened them. I got this for 32 or whatever it was. I took back the Joker and Superman. I'm hoping to get those on clearance later on. I kept Batman and Robin. Robin is in the other room. I should have brought her out to open too. I'm not sure why I didn't. But I figured I'll play long game on the Joker and Superman and just hope that down the road at some point in time, I can finish that up. So let's get Batman off to the side. Again, I don't really like the leg articulation on Batman for what we need to do with him here. I think Hangman will actually be easier. And again, if you're not an AEW wrestling fan, this is Hangman Adam Page, current AEW champion, all around fun dude to watch on television. So let's get him in the horse here. He's a cowboy. That's his gimmick, obviously, as you can see. Sorry I'm riding so high on the camera today, but I don't quite have it the way I like it, I guess. So let's get him on the horse and see how that looks. And again, the one thing I don't like about the horse is it is difficult at points with the horizontal base isn't great. I guess I'll put it to you that way. The horizontal base could be better. I would have liked to have seen them pull these legs further apart for a wider base this way. I don't know the anatomy of a horse very well, so I don't know if that's accurate. I would think that their feet are further apart. That's what makes me think this is reused from the McFarlane Sleepy Hollow Johnny Depp version with the horse. The Christopher Walken figure came with it. I bought that used, so Christopher Walken's head wasn't there, but the Headless Horseman was. So this looks pretty cool. I dig this. Again, you could probably mess around with some poses. And again, you could screw with it and get the feet in the stirrups, I'm sure. I'm not going that far with it tonight because honestly, I don't want to get too frustrated here on camera trying to mess with it. If anybody has The Witcher and you own this, let me know how that would go for you, if that works pretty well. His hand with the stirrup might be, with the reins might be a little bit easier because he has the open hand, whereas Batman's open hands are unfortunately pretty stiff. I have to heat those up and bend them back. So if you wanted to see what it looks like with the character holding the stirrups, I keep saying stirrups, sorry, holding the reins, there you go there. So there's our Hangman Adam Page on the horse. I didn't get into articulation on the horse, which I'll do really quickly right now, as we're about a little over half an hour in, and we'll kind of mess around with it and see what we can do. Moms that Pop You Out says, rotating Batman's thigh swivel, then adjusting the boot cut helps get him in the stirrups correctly. Thank you. So I will have to screw with that off camera a little bit. I'm not overly familiar with the articulation on the DC Multiverse wave. It's obviously different than what I'm used to with the Legends. So I will screw around with that and eventually get it in there. I will add this. This is very gummy. I like this AEW figure, but some of their joints tend to be very fluid and gummy as well. If you're an AEW collector, you know what I'm talking about. They do the job. They stand and everything. They don't fall over. Watch, they'll fall over now. But you know, they do have their downfalls as well. So if you're curious about the articulation on the horse, again, for the Build-A-Figure component, these legs do pop out. So I did see in a review, I think it might have been Toy Galaxy reviewing this. These legs will just pop out if you pull them. So you can see the Build-A-Figure component of the legs. You do have articulation in the legs right here. I guess it would be the knee of the horse. You do get kind of a ratchet right here to get in the running poses. Down the bottom, there's also articulation here on the hoof. You can see that bends back right there. So again, that's part of the reason. I think it's good, but also part of the reason it's kind of hard to get the stand. Other side, same thing. Articulation on that leg. Knee articulation here, hoof articulation down below. That goes really far back, actually. Forward, really far forward, if you're curious. There's no rotation, because why would there be? It's a horse. Back legs. You get about this much on the back legs. It comes about that far up, and then this far back. So pretty far back on the legs. And then also you do get the articulation right here in the knee, and the articulation also in the hoof. That goes really far back. I'm curious as to why. I guess something with the engineering on it. And then the back one, the same. There is articulation in the tail. Goes all the way around. You can helicopter the tail. It also will come up in the air, which I think the tail is instrumental in helping you balance it when you try to do the up on the hind legs deal with the horse. So we will try to do that, which I'm sure is going to be not horse correct when it comes to how a horse actually looks when doing that. I am very worried about breaking the legs on this thing just because I'm not really used to messing around with the horse and what it's supposed to do and not do. Head articulation also, it goes up and down. You do get like a ratchet. You can hear that. So if you want to have him like head down running fast, head up like he's just chilling, you can do that. As far as getting him to do this, I know that it definitely doesn't do that. So I'm guessing that it would have to be bent here and bend these forward. I bent the camera there like that. And again, I should have watched some videos on horse anatomy. That sounds weird to say, on how this would work when they actually rear up. But I'm guessing the tail should be somewhat helpful with balancing that. I would like to have him pose like this permanently, but I feel like the issue I'd run into is it would not be the best in order to get that sucker to stand. So I probably will not be able to land this pose right now. However, in the long run, I would like to be able to. Let me just take a second and see if I can maybe get something, at least for a second or two, to hold here. So that's as far up as it's going to go. I'm sure you guys who have this are just going, no, it's easy to do. You just have to do this, this, and this. So anyways, eventually I would like to get him in that classic pose where Batman does basically go on his back. I know that's not right. Horses don't go on their knees. Not like that, at least. So I know that's incorrect. Unless he's going to the glue shop. That's not good. But just for now, for our purposes for the moment here, that is what I was looking forward to kind of doing with Batman, getting that tail in the back and kind of getting him where he's going to be in this sort of pose. And again, I know, I mean, kill me in the comments, it's fine. That's not right. That's not how he would do that. But that's essentially what I want to go for, to get that image on the back from the comic book where he is kind of rearing up with Batman on his back. So that's eventually what I'm going to be shooting for with this guy somewhere down the road. Gone Toy Hunting's here. What's going on? Paige looks good on Roach. Yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool too. And again, they've pretty good intros on AEW where they've done that with him on the horse. G-Force Racing is here. What's going on? How you doing, man? What's a good word? So yeah, I'm digging this. It's gonna take some time to get used to it, obviously, and making this thing work for me and the way I want it to work. But slightly different review. I don't think we've ever actually reviewed a horse here on the channel, so we just did that. So yeah, I'm digging it. I think it's cool. I have no buyer's remorse. I got them on a good sale price. Thanks again to Jimmy Han Rises. Hey, Sleeping Collectibles just rolled in. Hi, ho, Silver. What's going on, Sleeping, man? This thing's pretty cool. I think I just broke both his legs. Not literally broke his legs, but if a horse was like that, he'd be pretty much dead. But I'm gonna have to screw around and get this the way I want it on the shelf in order to have him on the pose I want with Batman. But for now, if I kind of just slowly bring the camera up like this, you get the point. You can't see the legs cheating on the bottom. So that's probably how we'll leave that guy. Sleeping. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Also, Poppy Loud says the tail might be interchangeable with the bath tail. That one is built more for balancing on the hind legs. Okay, and I do have the tail here. I'll take it out really quick here. I won't make a whole thing of it. I was getting ready to get out of here soon, but I can get the tail out and at least do a little eyeball exam here on it and see how things look. They did say there are different pieces that are different than the Build-A-Figure, obviously. So there's good possibility the tail could be one of those things that's different. So let's take a look here. And, oh, yeah, look at that. So that tail is just kind of flat. Check this one out. Yeah, good call. Let me get the comment off of there. Good call on the tail, dude. So take a look. There's the tail on the Roach. Here's the tail on the Batman. So I don't know if the pegs are the same. That's a long peg. I would think they'd be smart to make it interchangeable. But yeah, they definitely, whereas this part is very flexible, you can see here on this one, they really kind of had it smoothed out on the bottom. So this will definitely help do that. So that's kind of cool. So thank you for that. I'm glad that I know that now because I may not have noticed it otherwise. So let's see if we can get this guy back just the way he was with the cheat pose I had going on the broken horse legs so we can get him out of here. So everybody, thanks for stopping by tonight. So toy hunt updates. I will be putting a toy hunt out probably Thursday night. I wanted something live, something to go live, to be out there for over the holiday weekend, because I know people eventually want to just kind of get away from their families a little bit on holidays and watch some TV. So we'll be trying to get, I have a video up and ready to go. Current video from this past week's doing well, so thank you everybody who watched it and commented and liked it. But that's doing pretty well. There it all goes. The camera goes. Everything goes. Oh, gosh. So everything there, again, will be live. So the new video will be up and ready to rock and roll. Probably Thursday night. We'll get that out there for everybody. A lot of good finds in that video. Probably my last video finding haulathon stuff, to be honest. So it's probably worth checking it out. Found a lot of good stuff. The GF, A Tizzle, as Dante's now called her. There's some stuff she found on her work trip that we have in the video as well. I bought an Elf. If you didn't see on Instagram, I did buy Elf this week for a insane clearance price. I got him for $35 when it's $100 regular. So it's pretty cool. So Elf's not going to be pictured here in any videos, but I do have him. I'll try to get him in the channel in some regard. But with that said, hope you have a happy Easter. If you get any days off for the break, please enjoy those. Hopefully you can relax, see the family, and just kind of kick back and kind of recharge the battery for the push here to the summer. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. It doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment down below if you get the opportunity. I appreciate you being here. I know it's hard on the live stream. Hit that like button. Daily toy content and daily toy updates over at Instagram and Twitter at disabout_12. Let's see if there's any comments here before we get out of here. I'm hoping he stands till we leave. Jerry says some people don't like the mane on the one side. I thought it's better with two ways to pose it. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Art C says, is Roach an older figure? No, he's brand new. I actually got him on GameStop. I didn't buy him in a store. I bought him on the website, so haven't seen that yet. Oh, it's a mess. It's all a mess. I love what you did with it. Looks great. Thanks, man. I'm gonna have to do more with it. Obviously, it's not very stable. It's still got half the toys in the front here. So anyways, guys, we're gonna get out of here. So thanks again for hanging out. I'm gonna clean this mess up as we get Batman up here. Oh, it's a mess. Look what they did to you, Batman. What'd you do to everybody? The horse just couldn't take it anymore. The horse took everybody out. Oh, let's see where we go. Let's get it up there. All right. So, all right, everybody, all you toyers out there, remember the 3 P's of toy hunting: persistence, patience. Most importantly, remember politeness. Be nice to those workers out there, everybody. Take care. Stay healthy. And I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs. And I'll have to clean all this up. All right, everybody. Have a happy Easter. I'll talk to you later on the week on the chat for the toy hunts. Bye, guys.